Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight, we are live from the Iowa Speedway for race number 5 for the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series. And it takes us to a kind of unique track here in Iowa. It's a bit bumpy, it's a bit rough, and it's a bit under a mile. It's not too often that there's a kind of a high-speed short track that is under a mile here, tri-oval, and kind of akin to Richmond, but kind of Richmond with a little bit more banking here, as Richmond boasts just a 3/4 mile track. Here at Iowa, it is a 7/8 mile, but it's definitely tricky. It is a track that you got to be careful, especially going into one. If you're not entering at the right spot, it's going to be a little rough, and it's going to be rough just to get into the corner, get that car settled down, because it's a bit bumpy. So there's certainly some preferred lines out there, but should be a lot of close racing here. And it's under a mile, so I know my co-host is definitely going to say it's a short track, but to me it's a little bit closer to a mile. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. But Carl Hammer joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, I already know your answer, but Iowa, short track or not?
Yes. On the bottom. It's under a mile on the bottom. Top is maybe at the mile, but boy is it rough up there. Probably one of the roughest tracks I've driven in a while, and I don't know if it's just because I have my settings on my wheel a little more sensitive lately. I don't know, but it is a handful out on the outside. These cars, I did go out there, get a couple laps in. I wanted to see what kind of fuel mileage is going to be. I won't put that out because I know there's people driving here tonight, and they can figure that out here a little bit in the race. But definitely something to look forward to. I mean, it's just at that right. It's a short track because it's under a mile, right?
You're trying to talk yourself into it, aren't you?
It does it has some banking on it, and I think there's going to be multiple lines tonight. But the drivers are really going to need to be careful with these cars. It was really easy to not be able to get the traction down leaving the corner, especially on cooler tires. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see another start 360 here at Iowa.
Well, last week we definitely had that going into turn one. I'm not gonna put any names out there. Justin Kirby for doing
Justin.
that on the first lap, first turn, but it was good enough to make the you hate to see it segment. As he did a full 360 in turn number 1 in between 1 and 2 there at Homestead. And somehow it was from 5th place and nobody touched him on the way through. So he definitely, I'm sure, needed a change of pants and a change of tires after that one. But it was a pretty good race over there at Homestead, and seen probably 4 or 5 drivers up there competing for the win. But it was Alan Elwood getting his 2nd win in a row. Back-to-back wins for Elwood gets him a little bit closer to the top of the standings, but it is still Nico Garcia at the top of the Platinum standings, and now top of the boards overall as well, slightly over his teammate Clayton Montgomery, who most likely looks like he's going to be slotting into, at minimum, the gold division, if not the Platinum, after this race. As this again is race number 5, so all the drivers that have competed in every race this season, including this one, will have their 5 races in and will get that rookie status off of them and join a division. We'll see how they're going to play out here. But Jimmy, we are done with qualifying. It's time to get this field underway. Who do we got for the starting lineup?
Yeah, 26 drivers out there here tonight, and the starting lineup's going to be Kelly Pointer on the pole here tonight. And at number 75, so congratulations to him. Then Clayton Montgomery on the outside, Shane Therian, Nico Garcia road number 2, road number 3, Bronson Stafford and AJ Roderick. Then Tom Board and Joe Sullivan in row number 4, row number 5, Kevin Foster and Jeremy Gainey. Row number 6, Brandon Metler and Justin Munsell out there. Dan Phelps and Blake Erickson for row number 7. John Nobinger and Matt Crockett will fill up row number 8. Paul Lawson and Luis Orduna will be there in 17th and 18th, or the 9th row. Justin Kirby and Joseph Thomas will be starting in row number 10. Danny Ware back in P number 21, or back there on row number 11, along with Tyler Bramble. And Robert Kenny, Joey Cruz, John Crane, and Alexander Hamrick to fill out the 26 car field here tonight at Iowa.
Yeah, no Alan Elwood here in attendance, so no chance of back-to-back wins here for Elwood, at least in succession here. We'll see when he comes back, if he gets that 3rd win in a row. But it's starting to take a little bit of shape. I mean, it's only going to be a third of the way through the regular season here after tonight, but you'll start to get an idea of kind of how these playoff drivers are looking out here within their divisions. And granted they have 3 drop races each for the regular season, but you get an idea of how it's starting to shape up, and it's definitely a couple crazy races coming up after Iowa. We got Daytona coming up next week, and then a couple races down the line, a track that I'm sure no driver's really looking forward to, Coda, is the road race that is in the regular season here, and that is
yes, that's my one-off. I'm going out there. In-car reporter. I'm going to do some left and rights.
Yeah, more power to you.
So,
but
now I'm going to stay up here in the booth.
I mean, we've said how many times how much we don't like short tracks at Coda. I don't think you can pay me to get out there and drive in a stock car at Coda, but these drivers are going to have to figure it out one way or another. But yeah, again, we got Kelly Pointer on the front row, the gold driver, topping the platinum drivers out here tonight. It looks like we got just a few platinum drivers, really. We got 3 out there, Shane Theory and Nico Garcia and Danny Ware out there trying to hold down the fort for the platinum drivers, but it's gold on the pole. We'll see if Pointer can bring that in for a victory here tonight. But we got 110 laps of racing action, and we're about to get this thing underway. And this is one where it could fly by very quickly if everybody plays nice and gets in line and gives each other plenty of room, or it could be a rough one on here. So the track is certainly rough enough, but pace car excuse me, is in this time by. It's going to be in the hands of Barney. We'll switch it over to him as we get ready for tonight's green flag drop.
Green flag,
and
green flag.
we are racing at Iowa Speedway.
And away they go down, and obviously past the start-finish line. Everybody got a fresh, good start there. Nobody changing lanes or anything like that. So good to go. Down into turn number 1 as they go 2 wide. Already through turn 1 and 2, getting really close to that wall on the exit of 2. Nobody hits it though.
Yeah, so far so good, and looks like we will complete lap number 1 as the field doing a good job spreading out. And it is Kelly Pointer at the front. Shane Thurien jumps into 2nd place, followed by Clayton Montgomery, Nico Garcia, and spoke a little bit too soon. We've got a spin. Looks like Jeremy Gainey involved in this one. We'll take a look back and see what happened to bring out our first caution.
We're just not having too much luck in some of these starts of these races. But we'll see what happened here. Oh, maybe just a little too deep, got in the brakes, rear end comes around. So no touching of anything, no contact, so just some bad tires.
Yeah, it looked like he maybe tried to get into that corner just a little bit too hot, and maybe tried to avoid the 76 there of Sullivan.
Oh.
Maybe got into the back of Mettler a little bit, trying to get that thing woed up, and around she goes. But yeah, as Jimmy said, it looked like any kind of contact, got it down to the bottom of the track, and avoided everybody else. So, and not a first lap spin, but a spin nonetheless, and a clean one. So Gainey will get back going here, and we'll see a couple drivers come into the pits. And I mean, we didn't talk about the pit window beforehand, but we can talk about it now. We can talk about it now. I mean, it's going to be anywhere from the like the high 40s to the low 50s is what these drivers are going to be looking at. So going to be a 2-stop race out there, most likely, depending on how the greens and the yellows fly out here tonight. So it's going to be one, though, where 110 laps. If you get a couple cautions here in the beginning, you can maybe stretch it out here a little bit and get close to get close to the, instead of getting to 50 and then 100, maybe get closer to that 110 and getting all the way to the end. So just some drivers coming in here, top it off on fuel. We'll get this thing back going here, but again, it's going to be Kelly Pointer at the front, Shane Thurien, Clayton Montgomery, Nico Garcia, Bronson Stafford for your top 5, Roderick, Bourne, Foster, Mettler, and Munsell going to round out the top 10. But already some pretty big movers already just on the first couple laps. John Crane already up 7 spots after starting back there second last in the field, and Alexander Hamrick from last is up 6 spots into 20th.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with some drivers coming in, but I think the drivers that came in, they're the ones that always out there doing their homework. and putting in that time to know what their laps are going to be, and so they're not stuck out there, fuel saving, Carl. Sometimes you can't get a really good lap because you need to save that fuel. So getting rid of some of that fuel here is gonna put them that much closer to maybe just staying out and coasting around and saving fuel as well. But a couple extra gallons or extra gallon is gonna go a long way here.
Well, I think the other part that it's going to help out is helping stabilize that car. I mean, you kind of almost need that weight on that back side of that car just to keep that back end tied down a little bit. I feel like, typically you like when the car burns off a little bit of fuel and it gets a little bit freer and you can sometimes pick up a little bit of speed. But I feel like tonight it may be just so rough of a track out there that it could get a little dicey. I mean, maybe the fronts are worn out enough by that time when the fuel burns off that it kind of evens out. Excuse me, maybe it still drives a little bit better, but I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out. And for once, a gas and go may actually benefit you more than grabbing some tires just to get a little bit of weight on that backside. But it'll be Pointer and Therian here on the front row of this thing. We'll get this thing back underway. Still got plenty of time. Obviously, the early caution coming out here, and sometimes sometimes early caution can be a blessing. Just it almost kind of gets those jitters off a little bit early. You get that quick little start. Okay, well, this is how the starts are going to be now. This is how the restarts are going to be. So I know how aggressive or not aggressive these drivers are going to be. So we'll see how it goes now as Kelly Pointer is the control and heading into the Geico restart zone. We get this thing fired back up as the 75 is on the lap pedal.
Yeah, a little slower start than normal, but I think some of the other drivers are anticipating plenty of time for Kelly to decide when to go, but gets a nice jump there. Elwood, Montgomery, and Therian that's now on the outside. Therian starting in P2, so good start up there for Kelly Pointer to continue leading this thing here early on. But back to the field, Nico Garcia in the 88. I see the fans out there rooting for him. Josh Van Weston out there in attendance in the crowd here tonight instead of on the track, so hope to see you next week. He said he's going to be here, so looking forward to that. And want to say hi to Barry, of course, and anybody else that's out there in the CRN Nation. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and get these drivers recognized for anybody else out there social media YouTube videos.
Another thing I want to recognize is some of these paint schemes. I mean, we've talked about it before in other series, but it's worth noting. I mean, obviously the sponsor of our series, Elwood Designs. If you're looking for a paint scheme, certainly check out Elwood Designs there at simrapmarket.com and get whether you want to get a fully completed paint scheme, if you want to get a base paint scheme and do one yourself, definitely get in there and get it done. It's definitely a labor of love for some of these drivers, but a lot of good looking paint schemes out there. I know a lot of these drivers, especially from the EDE team, repping some new paint schemes this year. You got the I would assume one of Jimmy's favorites here, and Shane Therian with the Jolly Rogers repping the Navy there, and he is now out leading this race as well.
Yeah, finally got the lead over there over Kelly Pointer. Kelly just probably let him go, know he needs to maybe conserve just a little bit of tire. You're going to be out there for almost 50 laps, possibly. That's a long time to be out on one set of tires. As this track will chew them up. It's not like I said, the outside is so bumpy, Carl. It's so bad. It's like, I don't even know if I would even think about attempting to try to run the wall for the high side here. It's so horrible. So we want to stay down middle track and below, I think, here tonight, just for safety reasons, unless you have to go up there, get around somebody or let somebody go by. But definitely a rough ride on the outside here tonight. Look at the battle here between the 88 of Nico Garcia and Clayton Montgomery, as the inside just seems to be a little bit stronger here early on.
And then right behind them, we got another battle between Tom Bourne on the outside and AJ Roderick there on the inside. This is all battling from third place on back to sixth, and now Bourne looking 3 wide on the outside, and Roderick heads down to the faux pit lane is what I call it there. It's kind of the pit lane outside the pit lane, but that is gonna be a nice little save for the 56. Gonna lose a lot of time and a lot of positions here, but did not lose the car and put it in the wall. So a good save there, as it looks like just a little tangle with the 7. gonna get it back going here. But yeah, I mean, you can see the 3 wide can happen here, but I tend to agree with you, Jimmy. That outside line is for the mold. I mean, if you want to put it out there, if you think you can hang it out there, certainly have at it. But for me, I'm taking that bottom line. I'm taking that middle line. The middle line is not terrible, but a man that I've seen running that top line since the beginning here, Justin Munsell, is not afraid to put that 098 up at the top, and he's moving his way up into the field.
Feedback. It was so bad. It felt so horrible. Like the bump was jerking my wheel all over the place. Like you just have to have like no force feedback or something. Cause it was, like I said, it was rough.
That 098 is definitely, he's ventured up to the top quite a few times. He's made some passes up there inside the top 5 right now, battling with Kevin Foster for that top 5 spot. And good to see the 8 up there. I know certainly a fan favorite out there is Kevin Foster, trying to get a good finish under her belt. And really, it's been a rough season for these Gold Division drivers. I don't know what it is, but I mean, there's been quite a few races where the Silver Division has outperformed them. Even a few races where the Bronze Division has looked like better drivers. Just not getting any kind of breaks, not getting good finishes so far have the Gold drivers. I mean, we say that with Kelly Pointer getting the pole here tonight, running in 2nd place, and currently Kevin Foster battling for 5th, but it's still a long race, and we'll see if these Gold drivers can finally turn in a good performance here tonight.
Yeah, just, you know, we're in the thick of it, though, Carl. In that up front, so I think I've always needed it a little bit easier. Obviously, clean air. They probably battle them, maybe 1 or 2 people, but you get just back from those leaders, you know, 3, 4, 5 spots where these Gold Division drivers are living for the most part, and they're battling so hard against each other, it almost hurts them and maybe drags them back a little bit, or they go in and they try to get some fuel to kind of make sure they can just have like a 1 pit stop kind of strategy going on for their race. And they get tangled up in the back, you know, involved in an incident that's not their fault. So, yeah, some tough luck for some of these Gold drivers. But right now, not doing too bad. Okay, Kelly Pointer up there in P number 2, Kevin Foster in P number 6, and Mettler there in P number 8.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, you know, these divisions. We got the platinum, the gold, the silver, the bronze, and obviously all the ones that are in red here. The rookie drivers currently until they can, you know, kind of break out of their shell here and get their 5 races in. But I mean, ultimately, these drivers, yeah, they care who they're driving around in regards to their division, because they want to try and make sure they make the playoffs and you know, even just, you know, win their divisions in the regular season. But ultimately, this is all for pride as well. I mean, you know, to get out there to be able to compete with these drivers that are in a higher division than they are, it's still, you know, an accomplishment. I mean, there's a lot of good talent in this field here. I mean, you look at the top 10 right now, and it's tons of, you know, 3K, 4K drivers out there, and that's not something to sneeze at. I mean, Jimmy, have said many times, it's iRacing or iRating doesn't really mean too much to either of us until you get to kind of a certain level that shows you put the time in and you've got the skill to get to that point. For me, on ovals, I think you're getting into the 3s and the 4s when it comes to thousands. I think you put some time in and you definitely have some skill, and it shows right now. I mean, our second highest iRating driver in the field currently tonight, Shane Therian, is your leader, and your highest iRating is Justin Munsell, the one that we've seen. He's not shy to running that 3rd line, and even by himself right now, he could be down the bottom right now, he could be in the middle, but for some reason, maybe he's got that setup working nicely at the top, or at least in the middle right now.
He found a sweet spot, and he's definitely been here to Iowa a few times. So, but good run so far for the 098. Up 7 spots, sitting currently in P number 5, looking to make it towards the front.
Head back here as Clayton Montgomery starting to slide back here. Not sure if he's picked up some damage when he got together with Roderick in that little kerfuffle on the front stretch. But he's starting to slide back here a little bit. Now back into 9th place as Bronson Stafford makes the pass. Moves up into 8th. As currently your top 10 is Therian, Pointer, Garcia, Bourne, Munsell, Foster, Mettler, Stafford, Montgomery, and Nobinger. Highest running silver driver out here tonight. And you know, ever since John has mentioned how much he doesn't like these Xfinity cars. He's still trying to stick with it. I don't know. Maybe he had to, talk some smack about him, and maybe he had to kind of bring himself down so he could build himself back up here. But obviously, the good showing last week at Homestead, finishing up there in the top 10, finishing in 9th, and currently now here tonight running in 10th place. So I don't know. Maybe they're growing on him. Maybe he still hates him, but whatever it is, it's working. It's working right now. If he can get back-to-back top 10s.
I think he was working himself into not being disappointed and being in the booth, maybe, because UCRL, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the numbers they wanted for, the series that we're going to have here with the 87s. But so me and you get to stick around. And Carl and John gets to go and drive on short tracks even. But see the 11 going up there a little bit wide, getting into that wall, kind of hanging up just a little bit. But Green having a pretty decent run so far, up 10 spots as he started from the back.
Yeah, having a battle right now with the 42.
Rocket.
Danny, what happened to Rocket there?
I don't know. We got passed by 4 people.
Yeah, try and take a look and see. Maybe just a little bit loose coming off the corner here. 089. Making sure he got a little bit loose. And had to save it all the way down that front stretch.
The yellow flag is out.
And we will now have a yellow as we'll go back live. And looks like Alexander Hammer.
Smoking.
Yeah, that is not exactly the way you want your car to be looking here. We'll take a look and see what happened here to bring out the yellow. Wow, not sure what exactly happened. That thing was hopping already. If he got into the wall before that or what, but
he hit that bump in turn 1. That's horrible. I'm telling you, that's inside of his car and watch it.
Yeah, that's crap. I mean, it was really hopping there. We'll try and bring it back here and
go in his cockpit if you can. Just watch it.
Yeah, I mean that thing is just slamming on the track. I mean it's almost like something broke in that front end, but well, it did after he hit the wall for sure, and that's why he towed back to pit lane.
It's turn 1 bump, man. That thing's horrible. It's horrendous. It's bumpy. There's stuff all over the place. But lap 32, and the field's going to come on down, and this is going to be a gamble here. And obviously, we know they're going to take on fuel, so they're going to have to come down one more time. But who's taking tires?
Yeah, nice little 25 to 30 lap run there after the early caution where we had our second one here, but this one's it's not going to put them in the window just yet. So either way, they're still going to need one more caution out there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they only got 2 sets of tires in the pits. It's kind of tough. I mean, this is right around the time where you probably wouldn't mind taking a set of tires, but you take one now. If we get a long green flag run, you're being in good shape. But if we don't, if we get another 20-25 lap run, you don't want to take your second set of tires halfway through the race. But if some of these other drivers decide to just take fuel here, like quite a few did, and 2 of them right here, right at the front, actually 3, Kelly Pointer, Kevin Foster, John Nobinger, all electing to just take fuel only on that pit stop. They're going to be first, second, and third coming out here, and a couple more. Justin Kirby, Dan Phelps moving up through the field here as well, just taking fuel. But it looks like Dan Phelps might be coming back in here into the pits. But yeah, I mean, it's a toss-up, because if you think this thing is going to go green again, I mean, a nice little green flag run right there. If it goes green again, you're in good shape with those new tires, so you can stretch out and start to get around these drivers with the old tires pretty quickly. But we get another caution here in about 15-20 laps, and you come in here with these guys who just took fuel. All of a sudden, they get new tires. They're going to be in the catbird seat for the second half of the race. So, again, to be a crew chief, to have a crew chief, I think is a benefit in a lot of these races. It just takes some of the thinking out of the picture here. And I mean, it's so nice in the endurance races that we run to have 1 set, 2 set of eyes, whatever it is, to kind of help you out. And granted, it's usually you're taking tires and fuel regardless every time when you come in with the endurance races, but it's one less thing as a driver you don't really have to think about too much, and it's so nice when you have that on the oval side as well. I know I've run in one or two other series, outside series here, and have had a spotter, and the races where I've had a spotter and somebody that can, you know, set up the tire whether I want no tires, 2 tires, anything like that. It's so nice to have it. It's just something nice to have in your back pocket, but it's a luxury that I'm sure a lot of these drivers, if not maybe all of them, don't have here tonight.
Yeah, they don't have anybody to help them, guide them along. And you know, the thing that these other drivers that did take tires, Carl, they really need to be patient with the drivers that did not take tires, because they could find themselves, you know, a lot faster and getting in the back of them, or getting involved in a wreck. So a little bit of patience here for some of these drivers that didn't take tires, but we're gonna get going here and back under green, as I think the pace car is about to pull off. Yep, pulling off right now.
Pace cars, and we'll hop on board with a fellow broadcaster in here, Joe Sullivan, take you on board with Iowa Speedway here. Just realizing a setting I need to change here, as we got nobody in attendance here watching the race right now, so we'll get that change here in a second. But yeah, you see even on the bottom, you see how much the car is just bouncing around on the bottom of that track, and it's just it's pretty amazing how bad this track is. And I mean, I know it's been around for quite some time. It hasn't had a refresh, but wow, I mean, it's a bit rough out there. You see it right here into turn number 1. The high side is even worse than this. I mean, like Jimmy said, I mean, the bottom is bad. The middle you see right there is not that great. And the top is even worse, as looks like I'm going to have an issue here with Joey Cruz. No caution here on the track, as we'll keep this thing green.
Yeah, it's been probably coming out of turn number 2 down at the bottom. Get to going back on again, but definitely losing some time, as he is now. It's 13 seconds. Got back from the leader, but about 7 seconds back from Lawson at the bottom.
These are Duna right in front of the leaders right now, about to go a lap down. And you see he got a little bit high in turn 1. You see how much that thing bounces and plows into the corner as Therian goes right on by. Munsell up into 2nd place. Stafford and Bourne 3rd and 4th, and then Kelly Pointer was in 5th place, but I'll tell you what, Jimmy, tires seem to be pretty big out here tonight, as those drivers that started 1, 2, 3 up there in the front of the pack to start this thing are now already back to 6th, 8th, and now 10th. So these fresh tires definitely mean quite a bit here tonight at Iowa. It is Therian, Munsell, Stafford, Bourne, and Mettler for your top 5. Montgomery, Pointer, Foster, Ware, and Roderick for your top 10. As good recovery for Roderick here, moving his way back up through the field, just getting around John Nobinger and working on Danny Ware right now. But having that earlier issue where he got just a little bit of a tail slap from the 7 of Montgomery. Sent him down the inside, good save, get that car clean back up there on the track, as he's watching a good battle in front of him right now. Kevin Foster on the outside, Danny Ware on the inside.
Yeah, I think the drivers that took tires, I would say they're counting on basically green flag run, going from this to coming in and, getting, their last set of tires and, continuing the rest of the way. But people, I think, that stayed out are hoping for 2 more cautions. One right around the halfway mark, and then one about halfway between, the 75% mark. So we'll see how this race unfolds here. Drivers are doing a pretty good job staying off each other, so the odds of yellows are pretty low tonight.
Yeah, it's always the gamble. It's always the tough thing to predict, how the race is going to go. You always want to try and figure it out in the first half of the race how it's going to happen, but there's been tons of times where it's been completely clean in the first half, and then all of a sudden it's a bit of a wreckfest in the second half, and vice versa. We've had races where there's been 3, 4 cautions before the halfway, and then all of a sudden they go on a 40, 50 lap run to finish the race. So it's really tough, but I mean, that's what you have to base your strategy on, especially when you have a limited set of tires in the pits. If these guys just had unlimited sets of tires, obviously you just, whenever's a yellow, you come in, you take tires, you get back out there. But when you have only a couple sets like these drivers do, you have to really, you have to take chances. You have to gamble, and you see these drivers that gamble with just fuel only, already sliding back to the back half of the top 10 right now. Pointer is in 10th place, Foster in 11th, and Nominger in 12th. So back half of the top 10 right now after starting first, second, and third, and we haven't run that many laps since this restart, but the tires are definitely a help. And right now, you got some more drivers looking to move up through the field with those fresh tires. Remember, Kenny right now in 13th, but already looking to the inside here of Nominger for 12th place. Not too far behind him. Blake Erickson trying to do the same thing. He's got fresh tires as well, trying to move up through the field. Justin Kirby is another one that did not take tires on the last pit stop back here in 15th, and he's one that is hoping for a caution. These other drivers out there that took tires want that green to stay out all the way until the next pit stop, and really all the way throughout the rest of the race if they can. But again, the ones that did not pit, we love a caution here in the next maybe 5 to 10 laps.
Yeah, that's they're hoping. I know they're hoping for let's get a caution. Let's let them those other drivers burn up that free set. We'll get our new set, and it'll be just as fast, or be faster if the other drivers decide not to take them. But then they'll come right back out, and if something happens between the halfway point and the end of the race, they'll have that extra set to be super fast. So we'll see how these drivers kind of manage their tires here. But right now, it's Shane Theory over Munsell, Stafford, Bourne, Mettler, Montgomery, Ware, Roderick, Garcia, and Pointer for your top 10.
I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. This is a fun one here. I've had a lot of fun here in the Xfinity series. Been some real nice, good car counts all throughout the season, and really the last how many seasons here for the Xfinity series, and to the point where we've broken up into those 4 different divisions, and it'll be really interesting to see how some of these rookies fare out once they break out of their 5 races. Like I said, I think it's pretty clear that that Montgomery will be one of those top drivers, and he may jump right into the platinum status. Justin Munsell is definitely one that he's got plenty of skill, and he could get up there if and when he gets his 5 races in. Bronson Stafford has shown some skill. Tom Moore, kind of the same thing. It's only his second race out here, but he definitely has the speed to hang up there with these guys. But even some of the ones that will graduate out and fill out the silvers and the bronzes, it's interesting to see kind of where they fall in there points wise. And you could have a driver that was leading the points in their division for the first 5 races. All of a sudden, they got somebody new to compete with. So it's a fun little series here. And same thing for really everything that we cover. I know it's kind of tooting their horn, tooting our horn, but I mean CSRL on Wednesday nights puts on great shows if you like GT racing. Same thing with the Core GT series on Thursday nights, and then we had the return last week of the Virtual Velocity Racing VVR as they're running the ARCA cars this season, and put on a great show at Daytona for the season opener. And looking forward already to this coming Thursday for race number 2. But we've got some battling now as, again, some of these cars that have not taken tires starting to slip back through the field and still getting eaten up, sliding back right now. So the top 10, Kelly Pointer is the only one that has not taken tires, still hanging on to 10th place as he was your pole here tonight. So clearly he knows his way around this track. He's got some speed, but I mean, you look at it right now, he is 8.5 seconds off of the lead. That's a pretty big gap to have to make up.
And you wonder what's going through their mind. It's like, is this thing going to go green? Should I go in and get tires? Stuff like that. But it's going to be interesting what they decide to do. Because if they go in, you're going to go a lap down because the track's so super small.
Yeah, possibly too. I mean, this track is small enough that even if you're back here in in the Pointer area, you're back half the top 10. There's a chance you can go down 2 laps, and 1 lap you can make up for it. If there's a quick caution, you get the wave around and get right back there. But if you're 2 laps down, you get a wave around, you're still a lap down. You're still going to try and fight just to get into the lucky dog position. So this is kind of do or die right now. I mean, it's almost to the point where you kind of have to make a real tough decision if you want to come in as soon as you get into that pit window for your last pit stop just to get those tires, because if it's looking like it's going to go green for quite some time, like we've had a nice little green flag run here again. If you think it's going green all the way out, coming in earlier may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, if it's going to go green, possibly coming in and getting them tires early so you're not on older tires, then maybe have the chance, the opportunity to maybe catch up. But right now, what it's looking like, if they run this, out to the point where they need to make green flag stops, Shane Therian, Justin Munsell, Bronson Stafford, Tom Bourne, all them drivers up front that took tires, they're going to take tires again. They're going to take their last set, and they're going to have such a huge advantage over, they're not, these people that are falling back are not going to be able to catch them.
Yeah, I mean, really, at this point, the gamble of not taking fuel, given that we're coming to 50 laps to go this time by, it's already not paid off, because from here, it's borderline, maybe a lap or two more as Nomier gets in the roll that coming off the corner, but maybe a lap or two more just to be on the safe side, but it should be just about in that pit window that you can make it all the way to the end. So a caution comes out here, everybody's coming to the pits, most likely everybody's taking tires. Maybe you'll have some drivers that already took their first set a little bit scared, a little bit skeptical to take that second set and want to keep it for later, but you're gonna come in, you're gonna take tires, and everybody's back on the same playing field. But you got the guys like Pointer and Foster and Nomier that have now fallen back through the field at the start of first, second, and third. They're now sitting 10th, 14th, and 16th respectively. They've lost all those positions, and now they would have to gain them back on the same set of tires as everybody else. As we do have, looks like Paul Lawson coming in the pits here, maybe making his final pit stop. But at the front, it is still Shane Therian, but maybe not for long. Justin Munsell making a run into the inside, 3 wide there with the lap car of Crane on the outside. Therian's going to hold on to it for now, but Munsell wants that first position.
Yeah, he could have went down there to get around John Crane. It's going to put him a lap down. So John Crane on that lucky dog position right now as the leaders make their way by. But yeah, a lot of I think floating back and forth. You can see the drivers, decide what lines they should take and getting the power down, getting around here at a pretty good clip. They're still in let's see what they're about here. I think they're around 24 seconds, 23 second, yeah, 23 second or 24 second laps.
Yes, they're about a second off the pace right now compared to their best time. His best time right now for the race looks to be from Shane Therian at 23.5. Right now, his last lap, and granted it was in traffic, so we'll see where it was this time by here. At 24.6, so still a second, 1.1 seconds off of his potential pace out there. So it shows you how quickly these tires are burning off. But a little bit of a breakaway here. Shane Therian, Justin Munsell for your top two. They got about a second, almost a second and a half on Bronson Stafford back here in third place. He's got Tom Bourne right behind him. And then another about 1.3 seconds back to Brandon Mettler in fifth place. He's got Clayton Montgomery right behind in sixth. Another 1.5 back to Danny Ware here in seventh place. Second back to AJ Roderick in eighth. And your overall and platinum points leader, Nico Garcia, currently sitting back here in ninth position. But he's got about a 3.5 second lead over right now Robert Kenny, trying to make that pass to get himself up into the top 10. Going to do so. Blake Erickson going to try to follow him through as well. So Pointer going to be losing 2 spots here in one corner as he's going to watch them go to battle here a little bit now for that 9th and 10th position. Actually, sorry, just the 10th position. So 10th and 11th right here battling in front of Kelly Pointer. But we're definitely inside that pit window, Jimmy. We're looking at maybe some drivers making a short pit here if they're comfortable going a couple laps down, thinking that this thing is going to go green all the way out. We'll see how it plays out, but I think it's about time we crank these drivers up here and give everyone in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
yellow flag.
Seeing our third caution here of the night. We'll try and take a look back here. I've been trying to look back and see what actually brought this caution out. I think I might have finally found it here. We'll take a look and see here. Dan Phelps, not sure if he was slowing up there to get down into the pits. If he was, it definitely was not the way to get down in there, but I don't think that would have caused the actual caution. We'll see if we'll catch some of these other incidents here. This is Judson Munsell. He was up there in the front. This is off of turn number 2. Gets into Bronson Stafford. And that is most likely what brought out our caution here. And, man, nothing like a caution right in the middle of a pit cycle, Jimmy. That doesn't throw anything out of whack, does it?
No, not at all. So it's really going to mix things up here. It's going to leave right now Tom Bourne as your leader in the 06 with Mettler, Roderick, Erickson, Kirby finds himself up there at P5, Kenny, Cruz, Gainey, Thomas. So yeah, big switcheroo here with a lot of those drivers getting there, you know, coming around to get back in the lead lap. So you're going to have like Pointer, Munsell, Stafford, Orduna, Foster, Sullivan, Crockett, and I believe Phelps all coming back up on the rear.
Now they're all still one lap down. They were 2 laps down, so they're still 1 lap down. We only got 15 on the lead lap right now as we're getting ready to go back to the green. But yeah, I mean, some of the drivers that were up there at the front, Shane Therian now back to 10th position. Bronson Stafford, one of those cars, as we mentioned, down a lap. Justin Munsell, the same thing. So this is shaking things up quite a bit. Remember, AJ Ryder got spun in the infield earlier. He's in 3rd right now. But on the lap pedal first here is Tom Bourne heading off into turn number 1. Good restart here for the 06. Brandon Mettler's going to slide into 2nd place. AJ Ryder going to clear into 3rd. Erickson is going to have a bit of a battle, but our leader spins out of turn number 2. That is Bourne, parked on the inside. That is music to the ears of all those drivers 1 lap down.
Well, at least Munsell.
Well, at least Munsell, yeah, actually, because I don't think anybody else is going to be coming in for a pit stop here. But yeah, this is exactly what Munsell needed here.
I wouldn't. If there's one guy, okay, but I'm not coming in. If I'm Mettler, Roderick, Erickson, Kirby, yeah, I'm not coming in. So there's a lot of drivers that I have to come in for a lot of them drivers to come on by, but Somebody's gonna get that lucky dog, and who it's gonna be?
It's actually going to be Kelly Pointer.
Kelly Pointer.
Yeah,
So
Kelly Pointer
sitter.
is going to be your lucky dog here. Just looks like he's waiting to get that an official waiver on. Sometimes it doesn't actually click through until you get to that start-finish line with the pace car.
Yeah.
So you should see the 75 going by there. We got the ups on that pedal to get back around the field. But Brandon Mettler is now going to take over. We'll take a look back and see exactly what happened to Tom Horn here coming out of turn number 2. A bit of case of tires here.
Right there. Throttled down just a little bit too much. Probably got excited getting out, nice start and being out front, and you get them leader shakes, I guess. I don't know. So a little bit, just too much power on that pedal, bringing that rear end right around. So tough break for the 06.
So now here's the question that I want to see. I want to see when that yellow came out and how close it was riding on board here with Kelly Pointer.
Yeah, looking out the left, I do see Munsell down on the inside. He's already around. And the yellow
right there,
goes
the
there.
yellow flag coming out. And I mean, I'm seeing Munsell ahead.
I don't know.
But really what it comes down to is it's where the timing is. So, the yellow flag, we see the yellow lights coming on that outside. But, I mean, you take a look right here. Pointer is slightly ahead. And then, depending on where that timing strip is, he was ahead until right there. But, I mean,
wow.
That's how close it is to get back on the lead lap sometimes, being that lucky dog. And Kelly Pointer was a lucky dog on that one, just barely by a whisker. As it is going to be
dog, might as well have it really close. Huh?
So it's going to be 16 cars back on the lead lap. Munsell is your first car 1 lap down, but I mean, still a lot of good cars down there, a lap down. Obviously, Munsell and Stafford were up there battling for the lead. They're now the first and second cars a lap down, trying to battle for that lucky dog position. You got Matt Crockett, who was up there, towards the top half of the top 15, or the back half of the top 15 earlier in the race. He's back there in 20th position. Kevin Foster still in pit lane. Looks like he's now actually coming back out, going to rejoin the field. But he is the last car 1 lap down in 23rd. So it is going to be Mettler, Roderick on the front row, Erickson, Kirby, Kenny for your top 5. Then you got Cruz, Gainey, Thomas, Therian, and Ware for your top 10. But this thing is far from over. We still got 35 laps, actually 25 laps at the line this time by. But I'm sure all these guys right now in the top 5 wouldn't mind, 2, 3, 5 more cautions just to kind of run this thing out. We'll see if we get some green flag running here. Once the pace car pulls off here, it'll be in the hands and in control of the restart here by the 15. Once we get to the Geico restart zone, the pace car is out. And Mettler is back on that loud pedal. We're racing again at Iowa. Bit of a slower start here from about the middle of the field there, from 5th on back, as it's 3 wide. And Shane Therian wants no part of waiting around. He is trying to get back to the front as quick as possible. Big move there, already up into 5th place. And diving down to the inside. He's definitely got the grip there. And that 9 3 wide behind him. Looks like they're going to survive. And Therian going to be now on the inside, but what a save there by Ware as he gets slid by again. 28 there, Joey Cruz just licking the stamp on that one, going to get on by. I think it's go time, Jimmy. I mean, I know we still got about 20 laps to go as Cruz gets in the wall again, but I think these drivers are starting to see some of these cautions building up here a little bit. They're getting a little worried. And Therian again not wasting any time, sliding up there in front of Erickson, now already up into 3rd.
Yeah, Therian wanting to move towards the front to catch up to Mettler, and obviously AJ Roderick. Justin Kirby, he was battling with Therian and then decided to pull back just a little bit and just allowed Therian to go by, maybe just because Therian's got a little more speed, and just follow him through, and it just makes it a little bit easier instead of battling one another. Plenty of racing still remaining here. Still got 22 laps remaining here as we're working on lap 89, coming around to complete lap 89 to start 90. Maller's still out front. They're even chasing him down. AJ Roderick there just sitting in P number 3. Justin Kirby getting that number 43 up to P number 4. Erickson's in 5th. And then here comes Montgomery in the 7, coming back up to the front, looking to, get back up to the lead. He had such a good he's had strong finishes all season long so far, trying to get another one here tonight. Nico Garcia, your points leader, is sitting in P7. Bourne's in 8th. Danny Wares in 9th. And Gainey will be your top 10.
Yeah, these are the two drivers right now battling in the overall point standings, as Nico Garcia in the 88 on the outside is your overall points leader. The 7 of Montgomery is in 2nd place. Just lost the points lead after this past race, as that was a bit of a wiggle. How about Tom Bourne trying to make a way back up to the front? He is already back in the 7th, and now moving his way on the inside of Montgomery. He's got some fresh tires, trying to get all the way to the front of this field. After having the lead and spinning, gritting out that last caution, he is now battling with Montgomery for 6th at the front. 1.3 second lead down to 1.2 now for Brandon Metler, as he looks to try and run away and try and stay away from a hard charger Shane Therian.
And from the get-go, the green there, nice start, and just not looking back, trying to put some distance between him and 2nd place. Shane Therian there sitting in the 09, trying to run him down. Does have time to do it, sitting there a little over a second behind him, and then Roderick there in P3. Justin Kirby's in 4th. Erickson is currently sitting in P number 5, but a lot of battles going back and forth throughout the field here, trying to gain those very last positions here before the end of the race, trying to finish under green, but things are heating up here as we're on lap 94 of 110.
Bourne now to the outside, and he's going to get around Nico Garcia and move himself into 7th place. Right in front of him, Blake Montgomery still trying to work on Blake Erickson, but Erickson holding strong there in 5th. Kirby up into 4th position, kind of all by himself, 0.3 of a second in front, half a second behind, as Montgomery slides back there a little bit, but in front of AJ Roderick is Shane Therian in 2nd place. Hasn't made too much gains, and actually lost a little bit of time this past lap on Brandon Metler. Again, trying to run away, but we have got a caution. That is not what this 15 wanted to see.
Oh.
And
Bronson, Bramble, Crane, Kenny, all involved.
Quite a bit on this one. Ooh. And that was that might have been the big one here at Iowa. We'll take a look back here. So it looks like Hamrick got into the wall on the outside, tried to keep it up there, and then Stafford gets into him. Sends him down to the inside. Bramble gets caught there by Netcode. Looked like your pole sitter there. The 75 getting caught up in that one as well. We'll take a look at that one more time and hop on board with Bronson Stafford, trying to see what he's seen or maybe what he didn't see. And yeah, there you go. Kind of like the magician pulling the curtain away there at the last second was Munsell coming up. And I mean, this is slowed down, but I mean, it's so tough to see that yellow car is going that much slower, and you see Stafford just yank the wheel to the left, but it was already too late.
Yeah.
And you see quite a big one there. It looks like Cruz maybe just sneaking by. How about Joe Sullivan sneaking by there on the inside as well? Unfortunately, Hamrick's car smacked off the wall. Bramble gets caught right there with the Netcode. Kelly Pointer getting involved. Looks like Foster maybe just sneaking through there and getting around. And then the 34 there looks like maybe just got caught right at the end. But needless to say, yeah, that's kind of the mini big one here at Iowa. And we'll take it back live. Certainly a lot of drivers having to lick their wounds after that one and get some repairs done. But that is going to bring Shane Therian right to the side panel of Brandon Metler for this restart. We got a couple drivers coming into the pits now. This is where it gets interesting, Jimmy, because we have this late caution now. If any one of those drivers that didn't take tires on that first pit stop, that was planning on a quick pit stop, a quick caution, if if they got some tires left in that pits, this could pay some huge dividends here. So not sure if anybody got any kind of...
P11, starting with P11, you got Joey Cruz, Joseph Kirby, Tyler Bramble, Robert Kenny, John Nobringer coming in on lap 97. That's 20 lap newer tires. That's going to be huge. Only 5 rows back for, you know, probably around 6 laps, Carl. It's they're going to be plowing through the field, and hopefully everybody can keep their cool and they can make their way through. But Mettler's hoping, I'm sure, for a caution, along with Therian, Roderick, Erickson, Montgomery, Bourne, Nico Garcia, and Danny Ware. So a lot of fast drivers still up there that decided to stay out. But them newer tires, starting right behind Joseph Thomas, are going to be wanting to eat them up and get back in that top 10.
Well, I mean, I do see a lot of people that came into the pits, but it looks like Joey Cruz only stopping in there to get the fast repair done, not having tires in there, at least not taking tires. But Justin Kirby, the first one up there that did take tires on this pit stop, looks like John Nominger, another one that took a set of tires. So keep an eye on that 43 and 44 as they try and make their way up through the field and make up through very quickly. They got to have some patience yet, because especially in turn 1, cold tires, it's bumpy. I mean, we've seen our leader Tom Bourne earlier spin out coming out of turn number 2. He is back up there now to 6th place, but it's going to be in control by Brandon Mettler once again. But he's got a very fast Shane Therian, and a Shane Therian that wants to get up there, wants to get on the board here for a win here, as well as he has he's got a top 5 under his belt. He's been doing well so far this season, but he wants that win. He wants to start clawing back up there and showing that he's got the power, but the power is down by the 15 right now. Mettler tries to sneak away once again, heading off to turn number 1.
And quickly, Kirby getting kind of boxed in by the 218 before it gets down to the lower side. Trying to get them tires up to 10. 43 gave up P number 4 to get them new tires. Is it going to pay off? Is he going to be able to make it back up to where he left off, or possibly up farther? But lap 102 in the books, or 101 in the books, 102 going down now. But Mettler looking to pull away from the field yet again over Shane Therian with that nice start there. AJ Roderick still holding on to P number 3. Nico Garcia sitting in 4th. Clayton Montgomery in 5th.
Therian starting to get that thing wound up here a little bit, but man, you talk about a bottleneck. It is rush hour here at Iowa from about 4th on back. Roderick leading this pack here in 3rd. Then you got Nico Garcia in 4th. Clayton Montgomery right there on the outside of Tom Bourne, 5th and 6th. Right behind them, you got Blake Erickson looking out to the inside of Bourne as he's trying to make his way back up through there, throws it in there. Danny Ware trying to get here in the mix. And oh, by the way, you got the fresh tires back there, Justin Kirby. But where do you go? There's so much traffic in front right now. He's going to have to find a 3rd line down there on the bottom. He pushes Ware up to the middle there a little bit. Gets to the inside as Kirby is trying to hunt for the front. But the time is starting to run out. 6 laps to go here at the line. Still leading by 0.3 of a second is Brandon Mettler, but that 09 trying to run him down. You see Kirby trying to turn that thing down to the inside, just gets to the inside there of Erickson, who's trying to fend him off. It's almost 3 wide, but Bourne backs out of it. That 43 has got reservations for 1, but can he get there in time?
Slowly creeping up to almost back where he left off, getting around underneath the 7 there, now in the back bumper of the 88. Looking maybe to the high side, probably going to see him dive down to the inside, going down in turn number 1 here on lap 106. So returning back to the position that he left before he came in for new tires. Currently on that back bumper of the 56 of AJ Roderick with 5 laps to go. So he's going to make his way around there and possibly set his sights on Shane Therian.
This is not over for Justin Kirby in the 3rd right now. You take a look at the leaders not too far in front, 4 laps to go. Can Mettler hold off Shane Therian? Can either of them hold off Justin Kirby? John Nobinger hasn't really gotten going with those new tires, still stuck in 11th place, just outside the top 10, but coming around this time by, it is going to be 3 laps to go. Kirby on the back door of Therian, move into the inside for 2nd place with the 43 into 2nd. Did he get the pass done? regardless, he's going to be on the outside of the front row or the inside of the second row for a green-white checkered restart. We've got a late race caution. Looks like it might involve the 10 and the 43 here. We'll take a look back and see what happened, but man, if you're Brandon Mettler, this thing, I mean, it might have been all but said and done there the way the 43 was coming through the field, and he may not have had a chance anyway, but I guess maybe this is the last chance that he's got. He's got the restart in hand. He can control the restart, but he's going to have the 43 of Justin Kirby right behind him. This is going to be tough. We'll take a look back and see what happened here for the incident. And right there, the 73 already loose. We'll take a look back here one more time and see what happened to the 73 getting in here. And out there it is. No touchy the apron, and he slides up, and man, Munsell just could not catch a break here in the second half here. He certainly had a fast car, but right there running, I believe, in the lucky dog position, and not going to get it because he got involved in this incident here. Absolute shame there for the 098. Actually, he was on the lead lap, so if he's got a faster pair, he can get back in there and try and get that thing cleaned up and back out for a chance in the top 10. But oh boy, CRN fans, who you got? I mean, you got Brandon Mettler out there in the lead. He gets to control it. He's had two really good restarts from the pole here so far. Well, not from the pole, from P1 here on these restarts. Shane Therian has been very fast here all race, but you seen on that restart, he just couldn't quite catch up enough to try and make a pass here on the 15. And then he got Justin Kirby in the 43, fresh tires, and he's got fresh meat right in front of him. He's got a chance here at grabbing the win. And I mean, we've said so many times that he's had so much bad luck that there's no reason he deserves to be in the bronze. And I mean, with the finishes that he's having, he could very well get Battlefield promoted at some time into the silver division. But I mean, this could very well be the first time we've seen a bronze winner take a win of a race. I mean, say what you want, but he is a bronze driver right now, and he is in third place. We got a gold driver leading this thing, and really the last of the Mohicans here. We've said it so many times, these gold drivers just, you want to talk about bad finishes, just over and over, these gold drivers not finding it. Brandon Mettler out here, he is leading this thing, and he is the last chance. The next gold driver way down in 18th is Joe Sullivan. I mean, you look further down, you got Kevin Foster down there in 20th. Both those drivers stuck one lap down. Kelly Pointer looks like he may be out of the race after getting involved in that last incident back there. 13 laps down now in 24th after having the pole here tonight. Real shame for the 75. But, I mean, Brandon Mettler, he's got to hold the flag there for the gold drivers. What can he get done? It looks like he may be trying a little strategy here, Jimmy. Taking the outside on the restart, putting Kirby behind Shane Therian. Very, very interesting.
We've raced against Mettler, and he's not shy about making sure you don't have the easiest time getting by either. So I would imagine the 15 trying to do everything he can to hold on to it here to get that win. But obviously Shane Therian, you know, wanting to be that powerhouse, you know, driver of the evenings, currently sitting there in P number 2, and trying to get that win. The 56 of AJ Roderick, we talked to him for a few weeks in a row now, sporting that paint scheme for his team, and been having some great finishes, and I'm sure he'd love to get up into that podium spot here tonight. But the 43 trying to shed this bad luck as the pace car pulls off, and Mettler's getting ready to go to green.
Green flag.
Back on the loud pedal, and we are racing green-white checker time here at Iowa Speedway. Mettler gets a great jump from the outside. Kirby just gets the door shut on him, almost 3 wide there, but there he kind of shot out of a cannon as he is now down the backstretch, looking to try and get up to the 9 here of Therian as they head off into turn number 3. But coming off of turn number 4, Mettler sees the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Kirby to the inside of Therian. He can get maybe to second. Does he have enough to get to Mettler? who is out there just a little bit away. Good run through the corner for the 43. It's going to come down to the final corners here. Can the 43 get to the backside? Ware crashes back in the back of this pack, but off of turn number 4, going to be a drag race to the line and to the side, side by side. Give it to Brandon Metler by 0.02 seconds at the line. I mean, wow. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Side by side, it almost looked to me that the 43 had the edge at the line, but it is Brandon Metler by 0.02 seconds, not without trying, by the 43 of Justin Kirby.
What's iRacing say? It was close.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, you have to go back and look at that one again, Carl. I mean, Metler did what he needed to do. He tried to he gave Kirby just a little bit of a shoulder nudge, and it sent him sideways, and I don't know how, but that 15 holds on for the win.
What a win here by Metler, and I will tell you that under this last caution, he actually messaged and asked, how do you save in these things, as he was trying his best to be fast and try and save, because he knew that this was going to be tough, as a little photobomb in there from John Nominger here in the celebration. But a well-deserved, a hard-fought win there for Brandon Metler, coming down to the line as he's going to get it done. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this finish as we come to the white flag this time by, and Metler's got to feel good that Kirby is still in 3rd place and got to get past Therian, but it takes just a very good entry here from the 43 to easily get around the 9. And I mean, at this point right here, you got to be mirror driving as much as anything. He's still going to hit his marks. Enters a little bit high here, maybe to try and apex and come down here, but the 43 does a little bit better of a job. We'll slow it down here. You see the 43 trying to get a little side drive. They get into each other, and it is side by side coming down to the line, and you see sideways for the win.
I don't know how.
I mean, we'll try and take it back here and stop it at the right time if we even can. I mean, it is absolutely very close. And
you're gonna have to get in your chase camera and turn that thing just a little bit.
Right there. It is coming to the line sideways. So it was not far at all. And I mean, 0.02 should tell you all you need.
It was like his front right light.
yeah. It was that extra piece of 200-mile-an-hour tape that was on the front of the bumper. That was about all that did it. And or maybe depending on where the sensor is on that car, maybe it's on the other front right of the car. But man, what a close finish on this one. But it's going to be Brandon Metler taking the win here tonight. Jimmy, while I catch my breath and get these guys in here for their interviews, why don't you give us a rundown of our final results here tonight?
Yeah, quick rundown of your drivers here tonight. Again, congratulations to Brandon Metler, Justin Kirby, and Shane Therian for getting on the podium here at Iowa. But then you have A.J. Roderick, your top silver driver. Nico Garcia finishing P2 and Platinum, finishing 5th overall. Clayton Montgomery will take the win over the rookies, along with Tom Bourne in P7. John Nobinger will finish in P number 2 in silver at 8th overall. Blake Erickson in 9th. Jeremy Gainey will be your highest bronze driver here tonight. So after having a rough start, finishes in the top 10. So good job there, Jamie. Joey Cruz finishing in 11th. Tyler Bramble 3rd in the silver, finishing 12th. Justin Munsell just had some bad luck here tonight, finishing 13th. Joseph Thomas in 14th. Dan Phelps, after a great start, finishes in 15th. Robert Kenny will finish in 16th. Danny Ware, just no luck for him tonight, finishing in 17th. Luis Orduna, you seen him getting caught up there late, finishing 18th. In the number 73. Matt Crockett in the 10 car will finish 19th. Joe Sullivan, another one, the P2 in the gold, but all the way back in P20. So no luck for Joe or Kevin, finishing in 21st. 3rd in the gold. John Crane finishes 22nd. Paul Lawson 23rd. Kelly Pointer, after starting on the pole, finds himself finishing in 24th. Bronson Stafford 25th, and Alexander Hamrick in 26th place. So great run for all the drivers here tonight. A lot of drivers. We still had 17 drivers on the lead lap. You had 3 1 lap down, 1 2 laps down, and then a few that were a little bit farther back. So, but I want to say thanks for everybody for coming out. Thanks for everybody for participating. It was fun to watch everybody out there, and looking forward to talking to people in the booth. I also just want to say a shout out to all the people out there watching. I think high 24 people. See 14 likes, so I'm missing 10 thumbs. Hope to see them out there so you get these drivers the recognition they need from the community out there here at YouTube. But let's get down and talking to the winners.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and I still don't think I have my breath caught just yet, but we'll go ahead and start it off with Shane Therian, our third place finisher here tonight. And Shane, we got you in the booth now with us. Unfortunately, you come home in third after having one of the best cars out here tonight. You led some laps out there, but you had a great front row seat for this run down to the end of it. And I mean, were you thinking, you know what, the 43 is just a little bit faster here? Maybe they get together. Maybe they hand me a win here tonight.
It's just different tire strategy. He saved a set, and then the race kind of went to crap after the green flag pit stops with that yellow flag. So I don't know. I'm just disappointed. I had probably the best car. I feel like I should have won this race.
Powerhouse performer of the race.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe just to get you the powerhouse performance one of these things for sure. But I agree. You definitely had one of the best cars, if not the best car out there. I mean, we've seen you on the one restart just charging through the field, passing 3 wide, just diving it in underneath people, unbelievably. Aggressive on the restart to get up through the field. And it seemed like once you got up there, though, you almost hit a brick wall once you get into second. It just seemed like you didn't have much for that 15. I mean, was there anything else you think you could have done to try and get up there and battle with them?
He just wasn't making mistakes. I mean, it's easy to maintain the lead, which is why I was able to do it as well as I did this race. So he just hit his marks. I was catching him, but only like a couple thousandths at a time. It just wasn't gonna do anything. Man, I should have just never lost the lead in the general. So this one sucks. It's just
one that got away, right?
Yeah, it's like one of the few chances you don't get James and Allen here, so it was like a free for all for a win.
Exactly. this was a good chance here, but either way, I mean, you come home with the third place. I know it's kind of putting the icing on a turd here, but third place is still not that bad. I mean, there's a lot of good competition out here, even without without Justin and Allen here. There's still a lot of good tough competitors out there, and you were right in the mix of it the entire night, and even dragging AJ along there for a little fun at the end.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone was talking to me outside the microphone, but no, overall, I had a fun race. It was good, and I mean, I beat AJ, so there's that. But AJ
Exactly.
beat Nico, so he's gonna make sure he brings that up in this interview.
As he should.
Yeah. It's a big deal for him. He also didn't mess up on pit road. It's another big deal. So make sure you talk to him about that.
He's on a streak at this point. So a couple crazy ones coming up though in the next few races. Obviously Daytona coming up next week, and then in a few weeks you got COTA coming up as well. I mean, what are your thoughts with the kind of the wild card races coming up in these next 3?
Well, Daytona, I don't know. Is it old Atlanta or is it the new Atlanta?
It's a new Atlanta. Yep.
Oh, so back-to-back speedways. Okay. And then COTA, yeah, I'm just not going to be I'm not going to be in existence for COTA. I'll just be there in spirit, but I'll be on the track. But you probably won't see me much.
I've said it multiple times that's AJ's time to shine. And he's there. He's already trying to say, well, it's different because it's stock cars. It's not GTs. So he's already trying to talk himself down out of it.
Well, I mean, I might have a better finish than normal because of the GT I've been doing. I've been getting a lot better road racing, so we'll see how I do there. But I don't have any faith.
Well, that's a good outlook. I mean, you can't disappoint yourself. So either way, congrats on
the. How bad am I gonna suck?
Well, congrats on a third place finish here tonight. I know it's not what you wanted here, but at least it's not a terrible finish for sure. So take some time, enjoy this one. But before we let you go, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
P1 Platinum.
Just Oh, I did win platinum. Look at that. I won something. I'm just gonna give a shout out to the Elwood guys, and then I mean the lappers. I was actually impressed with them tonight, except for that one car that I almost clobbered with like 10 laps to go that ended up taking out Bronson. I don't know who that was, but it scared the living crap out of me. But overall, everyone raced good. Everyone gave me room. They didn't complain about my 3-wide moves, which was great. I had a fun time, and then. Good, thank you guys for broadcasting. I hope you guys got me running through the field because I want to go back and look at that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I even called it out. I'm like, here we go. So, well, congrats again on the third place here tonight. We'll see you next week at Daytona.
See you.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 09 of Shane Therian. Second place tonight, Jimmy, is going to be the 43 of Justin Kirby.
Did you just not want to win tonight?
That last yellow killed me. I had a lot better shot without that yellow coming out.
Yeah, you were I think you were at the brink of maybe getting around Mettler there with maybe a lap or two left remaining there before the yellow came out, and then you decided to pit and get them new tires. I kind of hemmed and hawed, but I kind of seen where you were sitting, and you traded your fourth place position or third, wherever you're at the time, and all the way back into P10. So you had to march through the field. There was some drivers that were battling back and forth. You finally get up to them. You finally get around Shane Therian, and that last lap, that last corner, you get one heck of a run. Get together just a little bit. 15 goes sliding sideways, and his headlight beat you. So here you sit at P number 2.
He's got a thicker sticker.
One heck of a finish and one heck of a show for us to watch. It was good to see you come up through the field. About time getting up here on the podium. Get rid of that bronze sticker. Up 17 spots tonight, so definitely the biggest mover of the night. But congratulations on that second place.
Yeah, thanks a bunch. I mean, this is the one of the few times I've actually had pit strategy when I've tried to call it early actually work out, because usually when it does, it's like, oh, we go green the rest of the way. Oh, well, that's so much for that. But I mean, this time around, I mean, the way the car freed up in practice and the way the guys were burning the right rear off and how much heat we were having in the tires, I mean, I was banking on somebody was going to get free at some point in time. It was just, I played the odds and they worked out for me. So they had that last set of tires when that caution flew 12 to go, and I'm like, all right, game on. And I was kind of debating whether or not I should pick, because it's like being third was nice, but I just knew how quick the guys came through the field after the first yellow, and it's like, I got to give it a shot. I mean, what did I got to lose? And it played out and worked out well, and big time kudos for Mr. Mettler for holding on to it. I wasn't trying to tag him. I had too good of a run, and just I got a little sideways when I got to him, and it tagged his right rear his left rear just barely, and I would have been like, hey, give it back. But I mean, I don't like racing that way, but I mean, he still got it, so we'll take it.
It definitely made for an interesting finish here. You got a few interesting races coming up, back to back to back. You got Daytona, Atlanta, and then off Dakota. So some interesting racing coming up in the upcoming weeks. Obviously, that will take you to the beginning of March. So what are your odds and how you feeling for the next few weeks?
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed the first part of that. I actually unplugged my headphones on accident, but
you just don't want to talk to me. All right, get them out, bro.
Oh, good lord! Good lord! Here, well, you're talking schedule. Let me take a look at it here.
Yeah, the schedule got Daytona, Atlanta, and then COTA. Basically the end all through February and start of March. So obviously COTA being the one and only road course, and we know you got a little bit of skills there. So how you feeling over the next few weeks?
Daytona and Atlanta, we could just make them big old fishing ponds for all I care about. But I mean, we still got to run there. It's a schedule, so I mean, I'll just do what I can, keep my nose clean, kind of see where it pans out. And COTA, I have a lot more confidence in. I'll probably, since I know the next 2 weeks are pretty much, plug and play drive, I'll be practicing COTA the next couple of weeks just to get the laps in. So, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about that, and just, keep digging, and we'll see where the year takes us before the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely a great night here tonight. A fantastic finish. So congratulations on that P number 2. Give you a little bit of time for any shouts on that number 43.
just thanks to the guys Black Magic, Brent, and all the rest, just kind of hanging out and just doing our thing. Thank Elwood Designs. Hate that Alan wasn't here to run, but he's on the beach, so I guess that's not really too bad.
Screw him.
And yeah, right. And then you guys, core running the league and having the organization you guys do and putting on shows, whether here GT, the mini stocks. I mean, I'd love to be running the mini stocks, but I'm kind of running Indy cars on Monday at another league, so I'm sorry. But I just want to help keep this show rocking and rolling, and we'll keep it trucking.
Well, sounds good there, Jeremy. And
Jeremy,
excuse me, Justin. I got all kinds of names
well,
in my
thanks,
head.
Mom. God.
Yeah,
So you get for unplugging when you're talking to him.
I'm getting old again. Unplugged me. I broke up there just a little bit.
Come on, Grandpa needs his air steps. Can you get it for him, please?
But congratulations on the second place finish, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family. That might remember your name.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Keith.
Later, buddy.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 43 of Justin Kirby. The winner here tonight is going to be the 15 of Brandon Metler. And Brandon, I guess, first and foremost, you got to thank your crew for one, getting you up there, and for two, I guess, putting an extra right front headlight decal on that thing, because that's about all you won by.
Yeah, that was awesome. I have no clue how to drive these cars, and watching the front runners drive the line they were running, I had no idea how they were doing it. So I was trying to follow them, and I had no speed. So I lost like 6-7 seconds, and we got a very opportune caution there on that second go around. And I had like 3 laps till I had a pit, and this is perfect. So I went and got my tires, went and got my fuel, topped off, and never looked back. So yeah, I think it was a little bit of luck. Stars aligned for sure. Like I said, I don't really know how to drive these cars too well, but I know the track very well because I love short tracks. So yeah, awesome one tonight. Shout out to Justin for an awesome race. I picked the top solely because I knew he's going to be in third with fresh tires coming to get me. So want to get a head start on him, so I took his top so he would have to pass Shane before me, and he almost got me towards the very end. So shout out to him and everybody else for a good race.
Yeah, I think you kind of settled the debate. It was kind of maybe a little back and forth between me and Jimmy before this thing. This thing is, it's under a mile, and Jimmy kind of considers anything under a mile a short track. But this one has a little bit of banking, so I thought maybe I had a chance to think this wasn't a short track. But then you go on and win the race, so I guess it's stamped in there. It's definitely a short track. But I mean, you say you didn't look back. I don't believe that, because I gotta believe once you've seen maybe the fact that you were still first place and Kirby was in third coming to the line to the white, you probably had to feel a little bit of relief. But then all of a sudden that 43 is right behind you going down the backstretch.
Yeah, you might be right. I was really trying not to look at my relative too much. Obviously, I'm just trying to keep the track ahead of me, and yeah, I mean, I saw him coming up. I saw him get by Shane first and foremost. Shane was quick all night too. I thought if we would stay green, he probably would have got me because he was running the top line. Everybody else was running and gaining on me a little bit. So I went to 1 and 2 on that white flag lap, just like I had been running that short track line where nobody else was down there. And then 3 and 4, I kind of went higher than I needed to because I knew that everybody was getting that run off the corner, which he did, obviously. So I'm glad I had that just enough that I could block him off a little bit there. But yeah, like I said, that was really fun. Honestly, this is probably the biggest core race I've had as far as unexperience and a drive and all that kind of stuff. Just get out of my comfort zone a little bit, trying these things out. There's a lot of fun. Might have come more often when I can.
Yeah, I mean, you come out here. I mean, obviously you're a gold driver, so you're not exactly, like Justin's a bronze. He's not really a bronze, but I mean, you're definitely at least a gold driver. But you take it to these platinum drivers here tonight, and it was not easy. There was a lot of good stiff competition. Maybe missing a few of the heavy hitters here tonight, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win, and in this series, I mean, I know we always kind of looked at that Premier Series and getting a win in the Premier Series when it was rolling. That was a kind of a big star on your core resume. But I tell you what, a win in this series this year and even in the last couple of seasons has not been easy.
Yeah, no, I mean, ever since day one, I mean, back when we had, I mean, it feels like maybe a handful of guys are still here from when I first started. So a lot of turnover. And like you said, this roster, I know maybe 3 or 4 people in here. So really don't know the tendencies of people, how aggressive they are, how quick they are, that kind of stuff, and really trying to base it off of qualifying times and, like I said before, me following them around, trying to find the fast line. So, yeah, I mean, obviously towards the end, I got a pretty good look at it. I know Nico was pretty quick. I know he had some misfortune. He got all the way back up to 5th, I think. So, you just never know with short tracks, number 1, but then number 2, when you're in unfamiliar territory, you just kind of take what you can get. And I definitely took all I could get tonight for sure.
Well, we go from the short track here to pretty much the exact opposite the next 3 weeks. As we got Daytona, you got the newly paved Atlanta, and then you got COTA for the next 3 weeks. First of all, are we gonna see that 15 out there? And what are your thoughts if you are out there?
Well, COTA is making me scared a little bit because I got to turn right in that one, obviously. I don't know how to turn right as much as I know how to turn left for sure.
Unless it's on dirt.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on my basketball schedule in real life. High school basketball referee, and Tuesdays and Fridays are kind of the hot days for varsity games in high school in North Carolina. So lucky I had a game really close to home tonight, just right around the corner. I made it here just before qualifying started. So my first laps down on this track in this car combo were in qualifying, and I took all the extra time I could get some laps in. So yeah, if I get home in time next few weeks, I'll for sure be here and at least try it out. But we'll have to see.
All right, but well, at least the next 2 weeks you won't really have to practice too much. They're pretty much they are what they are. But COTA, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. You have to figure out if the wheel is calibrated to turn right. But either way, take some time, celebrate this win. It was certainly well deserved here tonight. Before we let you go, who you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, I got shout out you guys first for giving us broadcasts, and like days like this one, races like this one, I love to go back and watch, just like everyone else should, with live broadcasts and the replays and all that kind of stuff that can't make it. So shout out you all for doing that. Got to shout out Five Kings Motorsports. We've been in that same group on short track leagues for the past 4 or 5 years now, since I started about 5 years ago now. And running with all those guys, we're not as active as we used to be. It's still a really good, close group of guys I run with. All of our sponsors over at Five Kings Motorsports, EPI, The Bell Kicker, Truson Productions, Savage Edge Apparel, USAFirearms.com, and obviously for all the admins that put on the work to organize everything, put on the broadcast, put on the races themselves, and have a good time.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the win here tonight. It was, again, certainly well-deserved, but not easy at all, and pretty much as close as you can get it. So celebrate once again, and hopefully we'll see you in the next couple weeks.
Yep, sounds good. Appreciate you guys.
Your winner here tonight, the 15 of Brandon Mettler by a whopping 0.02 of a second, and, more realistically, an extra light decal on the front of the car. That's about how close it was. We'll get a couple more interviews in here tonight. And Jimmy, we're going to start with the man that finished in 4th position here, the top finishing driver in the silver division. That is going to be the 56 of AJ Roderick.
Hey, AJ, Jimmy, a call up and boot the copy.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, do you not like the podium?
We're saving the podium for when I just get the W.
I mean, it was that close. No, great run here at the end. Obviously, you played your cards right, you kept it clean, and you're able to come off with not only a first overall for the silver, but a 4th place overall, beating a lot of them gold drivers, a lot of the platinum drivers, and obviously the ones that aren't around. So, kind of getting you some big old powerhouse or performance points. Not quite what you need to be the powerhouse mover of the week, but either way, a good chunk of iRating or within core. But it goes to stand that you deserve it, because this week in and week out you've been having some great finishes. Another top 10. This one here being in the top 5. And you put that car up there. So I just want to say congratulations, man, and give you a little time to discuss or tell us about your race and how it went for you.
Oh, I appreciate it, guys. It was, I thought it was going to be a little bit harder, early on, than it should have been. When we qualified, when we were running top 5, and there was a moment where I kind of slid off a 4, and I was trying to keep off Clayton, and ended up sliding, going through the grass. Had to slow down, not hit the wall, go around the wall slowly. I think I rejoined in 20th, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun trying to, get back up through the field, depending on how the race played out. And I got lucky because the first round of green flag stops, everybody was kind of pitting a little bit earlier than what we needed to, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll run this out. to the end, and then that caution came out, and a lot of people got trapped a lap down. Everybody had already kind of done their pit sequence, and we were sitting third, and that's really what kind of set the tone for the rest of the race for me.
It did set the tone for you, put you in a fantastic spot for the finish here tonight, and overall 4th place. Obviously what got you at the end was, Justin Kirby obviously had that tire strategy kind of in his back pocket, just that the wild card, and gave up his 3rd or 4th position, whatever he was at the time, with that last caution, was able to drive around most of the field up to the front to the just lose to Brandon Mettler by a mere 300ths of a second. So it was very close, but then you see how much tires were important here. But in any case, you still came away in 4th place overall, 1st place as a silver driver. And we just want to say congratulations and give you a little bit of time and any shouts you might have on that number 56.
Yeah, obviously we need to thank quite a few people. First and foremost, our sponsor, Simrap Market. It's an awesome place for people that like to do some of their own graphics, where you've got these pre-made bases and you can change the colors however you want. And then thank my teammates. There at the end, I think I was screaming at everybody to stay away from me. Let me get my podium. Shane didn't exactly listen, but
he's still trying to be the powerhouse performer, but I don't think he realizes it's not going to happen.
No. I hope it never does now, after what he did to me. Nico was nice enough to ride next to me, but I was screaming at the end. I was like, I need this, and and I just need to thank my teammates for being supportive. When it's week in and week out with these guys, they've seen where I've had so many bad races, and it's nice to finally have this string of top 10s, and this new paint that Alan has made for me has now officially been coined the greatest clips of all times, because this paint is, I don't know what it is, ever since we switched to the great clips paint, it's been just perfect.
Whatever it is, it's working for you right now, and hopefully that string of good finishes continues throughout the rest of the season, and puts you in that spot for you're obviously for the championship there for the silver division, or you never know, it might come down to where you finish right up there towards the front overall. So you're on your way there, AJ. Again, congratulations, and we'll let you go and celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys, appreciate it, and thank you for broadcasting for us.
Absolutely, buddy. That is the 56 of AJ Roderick, 4th place overall, and top driver in the silver division. Got one more interview that we want to get to, and that is going to be the driver of the 45, Jeremy Gainey. Jeremy, first of all, do you got a copy?
Unmute your mic.
Yep, we might have you. There we go. That is the 56.
I'm here.
Yep, there we go. Now we got you. All right, so I want to get you in here. I know Justin Kirby was technically the highest finishing bronze driver, but we said he's probably not really deserving to be in the bronze. He should be in at least the silver. So, with all the bad luck that you've gone through, it seems like, not even just in this series, but all throughout core recently, and even tonight, you had a little bit of bad luck, but it finally paid off. You finally get yourself up here in the top 10, and the second finishing bronze driver here tonight. So, want to get you in here and give you your due. I mean, you get a top 10 here in a very difficult series. How's it feel?
It feels great. I mean, this season's been awful for me. I mean, I didn't do great last season, but definitely a lot better than this season. I've just been dealing with a lot of technical issues. Not a tech-savvy person, but I've dealt with that and done as best I could, and still going through those tough times with the tech stuff. But got my new rig ready for the most part, and looking forward to the rest of the season. One of my favorite tracks coming up, Daytona, and can't wait to get to that. And wanted to apologize to Joey for getting into him and causing that first caution. That was definitely my fault. Braked a little too late there.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like week in and week out, at least for the past couple of weeks, now that you got your new rig, hopefully everything is all set up now and everything is good to go. But it seemed like it was just a weekly thing. Either you get caught up in somebody else's mess, or you have some kind of technical issues, whether it's internet or wheel related, wig related, anything like that. It was crazy. It just seemed like there was no hope for a good finish for the 45, but maybe things finally starting to shine there on the 45 team.
Yeah, definitely hoping so. I mean, I went to the Sim Magic from Logitech and looking to do a lot better with that, and finally starting to get used to it and get everything set up. So, like I said, looking forward for the rest of the season, and hopefully I can get a top 3, possibly a win.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, at least when to get you in here for an interview here tonight, you deserve it. Excuse me, after a top 10. So, congrats on the finish here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I'd like to give a shout out to my wife and my family for putting up with the mess I've made in one of our rooms with all 2 different rigs, and looking forward to going on vacation with my wife next week to Jackson Hole.
Very nice. Well, enjoy that. Take some time off, and at least you got something to celebrate here at Top 10 here in the Core Xfinity Series in the meantime. So we will we'll see you when we get back around here, but hopefully we'll get a chance to interview again here this season, and hopefully that that luck finally has turned around for you.
I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to it. And thank you for all y'all do.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy. That is your 10th place finisher here tonight, and second finishing bronze driver, the 45 of Jeremy Gainey. Want to send a thank you out to our series sponsor here for the Core Xfinity, the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series, and that is Elwood Designs. They've been making custom liveries for the iRacing community since 2012, specializing in the NASCAR class of vehicles. They can offer designs on various other options within the service. If you're looking to make your own livery but don't have the time to make your own base design, you can purchase Elwood Design bases at simwrapmarket.com. You can find Elwood Designs online on Facebook or X. Want to send a thank you out to all the fans out there tuning in. Again, some nice numbers out there, and certainly kept the chat alive as well. And we love to see that. We love to see everybody engaged out there watching. And you got to see a good race, and you got to see one hell of a good finish as well. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Got you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. We got Daytona on the horizon coming up next week, and you never know who we might be talking to after that one. It's not necessarily the one that has the most speed. It's the one that can survive and get to the end and be in the right spot at the right time. So we'll see what Daytona has to offer, and then even the next week after that, Atlanta won't be much different. It's going to be very, very fast there as well. So make sure you tune in to everything that we have here on CRN. But for myself and Jimmy here from the Iowa Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.